My brother had not seen me after the transplant either. And so this was the first time. And it was the day I'm leaving. Like, after this, I'm heading to the airport, right? So my mom was coming to say goodbye. My team was like, what in the hee-haw? They were shocked. They were huddled up. What's going on? What's happening? My mom walks in screaming, oh my goodness, what's going on? And then as my hair was being cut, it had never felt so right. I was in my full alignment, trusting what spirit, intuition was asking or leading me to do. I mean, just that whole full alignment, like your heart and mind, your soul, everything just feels right. And sitting there watching my head get smaller and smaller and smaller. Even the barber was like, but he kept on going on levels. I was like, take it. When I say take it all off, I want to start from the basics. Because I think the times prior when I was 8 and when I was 18 and now at 55, cutting it all the way down that's gangsta, and especially the world that I come from, this hair thing. So women started, for the first time when I think people saw me on social media and recognized that my hair had been cut. I think the first time was on my son's birthday, because by then I was ready. It had happened, but I had done this in April. This was June. That's when I came out. Came out of the closet, right? Came out. I came all the way out. And that photo was done by my daughter in front of our home. And my hair was out. I didn't have a head wrap. And I felt so good. It was warm out. When I went back to Kenya, when my son picked me up, we had a miscommunication because he had left his phone at home and he went to work. But he told me, Mom, when Uncle Mo put your picture on the family group and I saw you, I was so shocked where I put my phone. I left it there. He's like, and I know it's on the kitchen counter. He's like, that's why you couldn't call me, when I had arrived. I was like, hey, I've arrived earlier than expected. Anyway, but he came and picked me up. So for him, but I had my hood on because it was cool when I got to the US. That was April. And so I remember I just pulled my hood off and I asked him, so what do you think? And he just put his hand on me. He says, I've got the coolest mom in the world. Oh, my heart, my heart, my heart. He's like, I've got the coolest. He's like, Mom, no, he said, Mom, you pulled that off. Like, you look like you've been like this whole time. I'm not shocked. He's like, you shocked me with the side the first time, but no more shocking me, My daughter had not gone into the family group yet on WhatsApp. So when she came, she had gone to work that morning. When she came in the afternoon, she just came and jumped on my bed like, Mommy, and I was covered. So when I opened, I even forgot that I didn't have hair, right? Or I forgot that she didn't remember. We hadn't, you know what I mean? I was tired from jet lag. So I pulled my head outside of the blanket. And she's like, Mommy. Then she was like, Mommy, because she hadn't seen me. Oh, Mommy, what happened? And I was like, oh, I cut my hair, and and she's just like, oh, then after I said, well, you don't like it? Then she goes, no, you're beautiful. I just have to adjust. I was not ready for that. And yeah, so it took me a while. Then after that, my friends, again, nobody had seen or all that from April till June. So as my friends would come visit, oh my gosh, that would be the whole thing. Oh my gosh, you cut your hair. Oh my goodness, I love it. That would be the response, Oh my gosh, you pulled it off. I don't think I could pull it off, things like that. So that recovery was great. First, where I needed to be, right at home. Got the care that even a hospital could not offer me in the United States. Even a nursing ward couldn't. It was just pure love, that to regenerate all of my cells and, get back to reality. And so when I went back to the US, people were stopping, asked me, why do you have a head wrap on? That's like 5 days with a head wrap, 6 days with the head wrap. So one day I wore a cap and now everybody could see that my hair is really cut. What? Did you cut your hair? Because it's getting warmer, you know, by then. And on June, that was the to come out. And I was like, I'm not going to wear a hat. I'm not, you know, it's my son's birthday. I'm going to celebrate. And so that was now the feedback on social media. Then people started DMing me privately. Why did you cut your hair? I've been following you with all those colors. You know, you've encouraged us to wear our hair. Clients are like, what? Why? Why is this happening? You know, and first it's always like a fear thing. You know, we're like programmed. We're default is fear, right? Yeah. So yeah, should we start heading? Anyway, the bees are coming out. The sun is getting hotter. Yeah, yeah, they're coming out the closet too. Dang. Yeah.
The last part.
Yeah.
What now?
Oh, what now is new beginnings. You know, new beginnings. Yeah, I feel great. I've been carded. You know, people can't tell my age. So dang, if that's what the haircut did, I'ma buy it. You know, my confidence level has shot up. I had to work on myself. So my affirmations in the mirror are the bomb diggity. The affirmations I listen to on my, sometimes I even record myself saying the affirmations and I'll listen to them when I'm sleeping. And so even when I came out at work, I knew that I'm going to answer all of my clients' questions, right? I knew that, so I had to mentally prepare myself, because as a thought leader, you have to, and you have a following, and a growing following, you have to be able to connect with your audience, right? And relate and be relatable. So I knew I had to start explaining myself. And so I had a team meeting with my staff. I showed them a few photos so that they can come along with me. I didn't show them the most intimate ones where you could sometimes see blood, right? But I did show them how I went from this to that and how I looked at that time. So, because I wanted everyone to sort of work around with empathy, because there's going to be a lot of questions coming. Don't be defensive. Speak from experience, speak from evidence, speak from being well informed. Because when we're well informed, then we don't have to be defensive or put up a wall or feel like someone is attacking us. So yeah, and so we decided that we were going to do this. Like, we were going to create a documentary and really express that, you know, one, hair transplant is normal, right? We want to normalize that for women. It's been normalized for men, right? So it is normal, it's available, it's expensive, but if you have financial goals you could set, you can do it. I don't know if in the US it's covered by your health insurance. Some of them is, some of them is not, but each person has to do their own research. So I highly recommend that. But, you know, getting information is important, you know, and that's one place I would recommend. Be well informed, ask as many questions as women. I encourage women, please ask many questions, because so often we're not, you know, so often we're not making, you know, we're not asking enough questions, but we have the right to ask as many questions as possible. If anybody hears this story and it helps you in your healing process, then I'm grateful that I've taken the time to do this. Not only that, I've taken the time to fully understand the scope of natural hair, even to replacing it. Like, this journey has been more than I anticipated, but I also realize I'm in my destiny, and I'm here to show a way forward for women, especially, to normalize this. And so I'm still going through the process, right? As a hairstylist, though, I think I have more creative ways of solving areas where you have thinning than most, because I have, you know, it's my world, so that I research solutions. So we are actually going to start offering these services also at the salon, because we're now more educated. I brought my whole staff with me so that they can understand what that is emotionally, so that if we have, not if, when we get women like that in our chairs, we now know how to serve them, with a more informed, educated, professional approach. But yeah, it's, I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm excited.